ranunculus, pansies, anemones, snapdragons, lettuce, you name it. It's out here, onions, hardening off. We're gonna do planting today. Hi there, Plant Girl here. Well, as you might be able to see, a little harder with all the shelves in here. The weather has changed yet again, and the snow is pretty much completely melted except maybe in a few tiny little shady spots. The sun is out and shining and we're back into nice temperatures. So hot spring here in Saskatchewan, Canada, and I'm going to take advantage of this nice warm day here in the greenhouse and get some seeds started. I am going to be planting firecracker vine and several different sweet peas. So all of these could be direct sown this time of year, but I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to be putting them all. And I thought I just would like to get them going so that they're ready and a little bit bigger plants by the time we hit our average last frost date in about 3 weeks, to get them out then, and they'll be ready to go. So I've already prepped the firecracker vine and I won't actually be able to plant it for another hour or so. The package says to nick the seed lightly with like a knife or something and then soak it in warm water for a couple of hours. So I've done that and I actually have the seeds here with me. It's nice and warm here in the greenhouse. And so they'll just sit here with me, but I probably won't get them sown on camera, but it's going to be the same process when I get to them as with all the sweet peas that I'm doing. I grew these last year. Well, I tried to grow them last year and I sped up that soaking process and I just used sandpaper instead of nicking them, I think it was. So, and that did not work very well for me. I didn't have very good success. So, and I think I direct sowed them. So this year I'm going to start them out in the trays and then I'll know if I'm actually going to get some plants out of them, but I'd really like to. It's supposed to be a great plant to attract hummingbirds and other pollinators. It's just a fun, different looking vine. Then I have sweet peas. I think I have, 5 varieties here. So I have a Royal Family mix, Cupani. Let me see if I can get you some stats on these, I guess, hey? The Royal Family mix is 7 feet tall. And I think they're probably all 60 to 90 day to maturity. It looks like it. The Cupani, is that what I said it was? Cupani is 3 to 4 feet. So that's those two. And then I have Sugar and Spice. And this is just a kind of a smaller one. It's 7 inches. I like to use this as like kind of a spiller out of hanging baskets and whatnot. Nice little plant for that. Oh, I had 2 packs of that, I guess, so I only have 4 varieties. 2 different, no, the same company. I wonder why they look different. Must have just maybe bought one the end of last year and one the beginning of this year. And then I have Rose Pink, and there's just a few seeds left of this one. I grew it last year, and I believe it's another short one. Yeah, height 20 centimeters. So again, only like about 8 inches or so. So another short one. Yeah, I think I bought these last year when I couldn't find the Sugar and Spice, so they're a similar type flower. The sweet peas, you can start in a regular seed starting tray. The deeper tray that you can get for them, the better they do if they're going to be started indoors and kept indoors for a long time. But I have these root trainer type trays that I got some native plants in last year, so I'm going to use those this year and just see how they go. And I'll probably plant a few extras up into some taller pots in here, maybe. We'll see. I don't have a lot of these, but I thought it'd be interesting to see how they do in these root trainers. Otherwise, I just have my regular seed starting mix, which is just a mix of peat moss, vermiculite. I didn't put any perlite in it today. I don't think these seeds don't need as much drainage as some of the other finer seeds. And then I just have some tape. I'm just going to label them on the trays, and then I'll just stand the trays all in this reused meat tray just to keep them upright. So I love sweet peas because they just have, well, first of all, just such a beautiful scent. They're great for a nice little cut flower. They're a frilly, just, I don't know, they're just a fine, pretty little flower to add, and you can use them to cover up trellises. You can put a trellis in a space or an obelisk or anything you want that they can kind of climb up with. It needs to be something with a finer wire on it. Can't be a real thick legged trellis or anything, but something with a finer staking system, trellising system on it. They'll vine up all over it, and you can use them to cover up spaces in your yard that you maybe don't find as attractive. They like a nice bright light. Full sun is best. They can take part sun, but like morning sun or afternoon sun. But it's better, the closer you can get to at least 6 hours of sun a day, the better they're going to grow. And the Firecracker vine, I think, is full sun. It doesn't say, but I'm going to assume that they need full sun. I'm sure that's what I'd read last year, and that's what I did when I was planting for them last year. All of these plants will benefit from pinching them. So once they get to be about 4 inches tall, 10 centimeters, something like that, then you want to go in and just pinch out the main shoot, and that will help them get bushier. You don't have to do that, but it'll give you more branching and more flowers in the end. So let's get these started and plant it up. First thing I need to do is fill up my seed trays, and I've just put them all into the tray so they're standing up nicely. My seed starting mix is nice and damp, and I'm just going to try and just fill them from the top like this. Take out any big chunks. Probably make a big mess. I have a tray underneath here, just an old cookie sheet, just to try and get it all worked down in there. Oh, they're getting fuller. Can't push down as far. There, so now they're all filled up. So I'm going to try and knock some of the soil off the sides. It didn't make it in the actual seed trays here. I don't want these to come apart on me here. I'm going to dump that extra soil back in my soil tray. And now hopefully I can work with these without them coming open. Maybe I should have put an elastic band on them, I'm not sure. So I've just made little tape labels for the trays. And I'm going to hopefully stick them on the sides here. So that's the Kupani. I have no idea if I'm saying that right, so let me know if I am. And these need to be 1/2 inch deep. Now some people will soak their sweet pea seeds before they sow them. And I mean, that might get them started a little bit faster for you, but I haven't found it to be really something I need to do. And I find it messy and kind of a pain to deal with, so I don't bother most of the time. So I'm just going to put 2 seeds in each of these, and I'll let them grow like that as 2 seeds. I won't thin them out. They have lots of long root space there, and I think they'll be happy like that. And then it's just kind of, I don't know, I like when vines have a couple going together like that. So the package tells you to space them 2 inches apart. So if you're going to do it properly, that's how. So that's the Kupani. So I'm just going to swap this around, wipe some dirt off of here, and get another label. I don't know how much you can hear all the background noise going on. Hopefully my mic is filtering that out, picking me up more, but it is a beautiful day after some really wicked weather, and it's the weekend, so people are out taking care of their yards. So now I'm going to do the Royal Family mix. The exact same thing for all of these. So I'll put 2 seeds, 1/2 inch deep, in each of these little trays. And I didn't cover the seeds fully with soil yet, but I'll go over the whole tray after I've just kind of tucked them in a little bit. But I'll go over with another layer of soil once I get them all done. Oops, forgot to move this. Slide trays. Put a little divot. Sugar and spice. So just have a few of these Cupid. The rest will be sugar and spice. And then I think I have 1 extra tray, so who do we want to put in there? Let's do the Cupani. It looks beautiful. And now I can just go over and make sure they're all that 1/2 inch coverage there. Just an extra little layer. So I have the sweet peas all sown here, and I'll put water in here and make sure they stay really nice and damp. Sweet peas can handle that little bit of more moisture when they're getting going, and that'll help just break that seed coat down. So it's kind of similar to if I had soaked them first, but I'm just going to make sure the soil stays really nice and damp for the first couple of days to break down that seed coating and get them germinating. I'll have them inside and just somewhere, I don't need them on an actual heat mat, but I just want them somewhere warmer, like around 20 Celsius or so is fine. So unless you have a really cold space indoors, just regular indoor temperatures will be fine, and they should start to sprout. And once they have their first set of true leaves on them, I'll be bringing them out to my greenhouse. The weather should be warm enough now. They should be fine out here. I'll just harden them off. I'll probably just bring them out for the day for the first couple of times, and then I'll bring them out overnight once they've kind of acclimated a little bit. And depending on what the temperatures are at night, as long as we're still above the 0 mark or above freezing, I'll just have them out overnight on their own. If we're forecast to get below freezing, I may just put a light frost covering over them or a box or something in the greenhouse just to give them a little bit more protection, being that they'll be young plants. But they'll be fine. And like I said, you could just go out right now and put your sweet peas in the ground. If your ground is workable, it's not frozen anymore, it's not like sopping, soggy, muddy, wet, then you could go, if you have trellises or pots or somewhere where you want to put your sweet peas and you know that's where you want them, just dig the hole, put them in now, and as the soil warms, then they will start to germinate and sprout there all on their own. They might be a couple of weeks behind ones that you would start indoors, but they will grow, they grow fast, and they will do fine doing them that way as well. So it just saves some room in your seed starting area if you can do that. So that's what you would do for your sweet peas. Now, I just reread the instructions for the firecracker vine, and I just want to do one up for you right now real quick, just to be clear, because it doesn't want to be done quite the same as the sweet peas. I thought they wanted the same treatment, but they don't. So they said to just start with a pot. They in fact said to use Jiffy peat pots, those little pellet, soak them in water, they expand things. I don't really care for those. I don't know, they're just not my thing. So I'm going to use this pot. I'm just reusing a pot. It's a little larger than what they called for, but that won't hurt it. And like I said, these seeds have only been soaking for about an hour now, but I've just filled the pot up with soil. And I'm just going to grab a couple of seeds. I'll do 3. So ideally it said to soak them for 2 hours. This has only been an hour, so this one might not be as soaked, but we'll go with it. I'm just trying to get the seeds to get off my finger. That's the trouble. When you soak the seed, then they stick to you. I don't even know where the one seed went. They're all in there somewhere. I don't know. You can see, oh, I see them. There's one there, and one I thought over there. One there. I don't know. There's 3 in there somewhere. There's one there and one there for sure. Now it said to just lightly cover the seed. So let me dry my hand off from digging in that water. And I'm just going to put a really fine sprinkling. You could use vermiculite, or you can just use your potting mix and just go really lightly over top. Your seeds might even poke through a little bit, and that's okay with when it says lightly cover. Usually that means they want some light to germinate. So I'll spritz this. I didn't bring my spray bottle out here, but I'll just spritz the top to make sure the top stays nice and damp. And these will go in my house as well. They say they need to be around 21 Celsius to germinate, which is just fine. Just in my house, they don't need a heat mat. But I will put them under my grow lights so that they're getting nice bright light on them, because I think from them wanting to be just lightly covered, they probably want light to germinate. So that's what I'll do with them. Keep them nice and moist. I'll put a humidity dome over them. I'll make sure there's a humidity dome over the sweet peas as well. They'll probably wind up on the same tray. And that's what I'll be doing with these. I won't do the rest of my firecracker vine until I get, until the rest have soaked for longer, just in case that makes a big difference for them. I don't know if they've really softened up or anything. I do think they've swollen up a little bit. I don't know if you can tell a difference in them at all or not. They do seem like maybe they've swollen, but it could just be the illusion from looking through the water at them. But that's what I'm doing in my greenhouse today, and what I'm working on, and just enjoying this beautiful sunshine that came out, and the fact that the snow has melted again. And hopefully now we're past all the snow here in Saskatchewan until at least October. Never really know here, but that's my hope. So thanks for coming along in my greenhouse with me today, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.